This week on LSMN Overtime, we'll catch you up on volleyball playoffs around LISD. We'll introduce you to a Colony runner who's heading to state and some freshman Cougars who are ready to make an impact on the varsity basketball team.
Hello everyone, and thanks for watching LSMN Overtime. I'm Brendan Selke.
And I'm DJ Crickshin. We've had a wild week of athletics, from midnight football to volleyball playoffs. We'll get into football a bit later on, but right now, let's get straight into some playoff volleyball action. Tuesday was the bi-district matchups, and Flower Mound and Marcus were both looking to extend their season. We start in the Colony, where 4th place Marcus was taking on the District 5 champs Prosper. The Eagles showed their strength early with heavy offense. Marcus fought back with offense of their own, but with little defense from the Lady Marauders, Prosper took the first set 25-17. The second set started heavily in Prosper's favor. Marcus tied it up 24-all late in the set, but they were unable to hold and lost the set 26-24. In the third set, Marcus took an early 6-2 lead, but couldn't hold it long. Marcus stayed in the set thanks to good defense and some key blocks from Acuna Costapala. The Lady Marauders took the set 25-23. In the fourth, Prosper took an early lead and never let it go. The Lady Eagles went on to win the fourth set 25-20 and defeated Marcus 3-1.
Over to Flower Mound. The Lady Jags faced off against McKinney Boyd, looking to advance to the second round. The first set was tight, with great offensive plays on both sides of the net. As the game went into extra points, Liz Goodspeed ended the set with a kill, giving Flower Mound the win 28-26. Boyd controlled set number 2 as kills from Kennison Johnson led to an 18-13 lead for the Broncos. The Jags offense then took over as they came all the way back. A kill from Ava Cigarello finished off the set 26-24. In the third, the Broncos were once again in control early with an 18-14 lead. The Jags then came back again as some good defense from a defining kill from Brianna Watson, ending the third set 26-24. Flower Mound swept Boyd 3-0 and will play Highland Park in the next round.
Now, you mentioned Highland Park. That game will be at 4 p.m. on Friday in Arlington. And Highland Park, they are an amazing team. 19-game winning streak, and they haven't lost a single game in district.
Yeah, you say that, but I do have faith in Flower Mound. They had a way more tough, not district schedule, and I think they've played the tougher teams, and they can beat a tough team in Highland Park this time around. Now let's go on to football for this week. We didn't have any highlights this week due to some weather in the area on Friday night. It affected all kinds of games starting late this week. But Lewisville was able to take a win as well as Marcus, and then Colony had a dominating win 59-3.
Yeah, and you mentioned Lewisville. They're certainly a great team. They beat Plano East 38-14, and that got them the district champion spot. They will play Allen in their next game, and that'll be a pretty good game. Some exciting leadership from Ethan Terrell, who scored 3 rushing touchdowns in the last game. And then also Byron Ellison just dominating.
Yeah, they have a great running offense there. You're really right about that. We saw it earlier this year on LSMN Game of the Week. That team is really good. And then, Marcus also clinched playoff spot last week. I mean, they completely dominated Plano. And they have a really good running offense that's going to lead to their passing offense in that type of game. They're going to use that play action against Geyer, who is a tough opponent for them. They're number 1 in the state of Texas. They're going to have their hands full, but they definitely have the team to do it. And I think they will have a good chance in that game. Will be tough, but I think they can definitely do it this year.
And moving over to the other side of LISD, Hebron currently does not look like they're going to make playoffs, but they have a shot. If Hebron wins their upcoming game against Lewisville and Plano also loses their upcoming game, Hebron will have clinched a playoff spot. It's a very slim chance, but sometimes you just got to believe.
That's amazing, too. They had a little bit of a rough start of the season there, but new coach and everything and new personnel around the whole team, and they're still fighting for a playoff spot. They're going to be a little bit tough for them, but I think they can definitely do it. And then as well as the Colony, we mentioned this earlier, having that 59-3 lead. They don't have a chance to make the playoffs this year, unfortunately, but they have a really good team and a young team with a great future.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And now let's move it over to this week's alumni star, who's Taylon Green, the freshman quarterback at Boise State. This past weekend, the LHS alumnus won the Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week, as well as the Freshman of the Week. Green went off on Colorado State with over 300 combined yards of offense, including 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. Taylon will have to continue to prove himself this Saturday as Boise State will head to BYU for a tough primetime matchup.
You talk about that game. Certainly, it was a kind of a blowout, 49-10, and Taylon Green a big part of that.
Yeah, definitely a big part of that. And as well as alumni part of this. Ryan Presley was part of a combined no-hitter last night for the Astros. I mean, just really impressive. Do that on the World Series as they tied that series up 2-2. Great to see that from Marcus Baseball on their team.
Certainly inspires the Marcus Baseball players of now.
Yeah, definitely. And after the break, we've got more sports news from around the district,
And including some outstanding athletes from the colony. Moving over to water polo, last weekend was the first ever state championship for the sport. So that means postseason awards. The UIL all-district teams were announced on Monday, and many LISD athletes were honored. The men's all-district team includes the MVP Joseph McCreary and 3 other swimmers from Marcus, as well as 1 swimmer from both Flower Mound and Hebron.
The all-district list for the ladies include 2 swimmers from Hebron, 2 from Marcus, and then as well as 3 from the Lady Jags.
Switching over to basketball, ESPN recently released their top 100 women's basketball players for the class of 2023. Flower Mound High School's very own Maddie Cox is ranked 71st. Last season, the Lady Jags forward averaged 12.8 points per game and almost 10 rebounds a game in her junior year. Cox will get a lot more notoriety as she's already committed to North Carolina State and has a 4-star ranking going into this year. Cox will definitely be someone to watch as the Lady Jags have their first non-district game this Friday.
Speaking of basketball, the Colony High School is known for bringing in NBA talent. So it's no surprise that a couple of Cougar basketball players are getting national attention.
What is surprising is that these players haven't played a varsity game yet. Haley Baker has the story.
The Colony is looking for another playoff run this year. With anticipation, this season is anything but ordinary, as 2 of their starters are freshmen.
Oh, I'm excited. I feel like we got a really good squad. We got a chance to make a deep run this year.
I feel confident. We have a real good chance to go far, especially in the playoffs or make it to state.
You know, they both have high IQ for basketball. They both are very unselfish. It's about the team, and they want to win games, so they're willing to do whatever it takes to win and be a part of that success.
Getting national attention from basketball bloggers and insiders, they still have to be pushed by peers and coaches to improve as players.
The thing I like about both these guys the most is just their character and their attitude. And yes, they are good players. They realize, though, they have a long ways to go on that part to reach their potential of where they want to be.
Wake up, work out, come to school, practice, work out.
We always go at it every day, and we always make sure we're in good shape, stay together.
Coach Ryan has a history of getting young stars to the NBA, so he knows exactly what these young athletes need.
I was blessed to be a part and get to coach, it's Darren and Bracy and both those guys. But we're going to take it one day at a time and kind of just enjoy each day and then let these guys be, who they are.
It's fun being with my teammates, people I've grown up with, and it's just a good community to be around.
I really enjoy it, especially growing up here in the Colony. It's just always in my city, and I love the city. So I know we're young and got a bunch of seniors, and so we got a weird mix, but I'm excited so that we can do something special this year.
Be sure to keep a lookout for these rookies in the upcoming basketball season. For LSMN Overtime, I'm Haley Baker.
Now, Flower Mound's tennis team released their District 6-6A All-District honors this past week. Rahul Kodali and Mira Singadian were named the first team in singles. Head coach Wade Zimmerman was named Coach of the Year as well.
And switching over to cross country, the state meet is coming up.
They have speaking of that, cross country, so you wonder what our spotlight's about.
I mean, we've been teasing the Humphrey sisters all season. This season, this spotlight goes out to the Flower Mound star runners, Samantha and Nicole Humphreys. These twin sisters have been collecting a lot of medals over the years, oftentimes competing with each other. At the regional meet in October, Samantha finished first and Nicole sixth. Both sisters have set new personal records twice this season. Samantha's best time of the season was 17:11, while Nicole's best time was 2 seconds faster at 17:09. Both sisters have been making big strides this season and will continue to do so as they're only juniors. This weekend, the Humphreys will compete in the state cross-country championship to try and bring home another gold for Flower Mound. For Spotlight, I'm Vinny Williams. Back to you guys.
The Colony's cross-country team also has a breakout runner this season. Harley Smith has more on that story.
Brandon White is a runner at the Colony who is heading the state for his second year in a row. This is impressive considering where he came from.
Yeah, so it's been a fun journey. It's definitely been like a difficult journey because when I started, I was not fast at all. When I started freshman year, I was actually the slowest on JV.
With Brandon in particular, he was a runner who didn't break 20 minutes his freshman year, did not break 18 his sophomore year, because it shows the hard work that he's put in. And he is a great example to our younger runners on what they can do.
Brandon's running career has improved significantly over the past year.
So this year, my improvement has been a little bit better. I improved about a minute this season compared to last season.
The work that he put in the summertime and then the training that he did during our cross-country season has allowed him to achieve all those. He's ran faster than 17 minutes in each of his 5Ks this year.
With all his work running, we'll find out how far he will go tomorrow when he competes in the 5A state championship.
It's kind of nerve-wracking too, kind of being there on my own. It makes me feel fast. But yeah, it's really just exciting.
I'm just really proud of him. I'm proud of everything that he's done. You know, he's trained hard for everything he's done. I feel like he's going to destroy it at state, so, you know, I'm excited for him.
I couldn't have made it without some of my teammates. There's been times where I actually want to just give up on running. They push me to keep staying in running.
For him to be as consistently good as he has been and to develop and progress like he has over his 4 years with 2 different coaches, it should be really exciting for Brandon because it shows the hard work that he's put in.
For LSMN Overtime, I'm Harley Smith.
That's all the sports news we have for this episode. I'm Brendan Selke.
And I'm DJ Crickshin. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.